And in fact, it's interesting. We were talking about the mind, and you can see where my mind was leading me when I designed this diagram. And this is judgment and experience. All of us are constantly changing. Our judgment and experience varies, not just on our age, but also how often we've done certain things, our mistakes we've made along the way. They've shaped our judgment, they've shaped our experience. What we've read, what we've heard from other people, what friends and family and colleagues have taught us. Our judgment and experience will often decide whether we go for something or whether we hang back, whether we take a risk or not, whether we're risk averse and we won't dare go there, or whether we are slightly reckless in the case of some people. We need to use our judgments. We need to balance things up. Probability. We need to look at the pros and the cons of something. If I do this, if I spend 2 years studying for an MBA, what am I going to get at the end of it? What is the value? I've got 2 years of hard study. I've got school fees, university fees to pay. I'm going to lose all my free time, or a lot of it, because of assignments. But on the other side, by the end of it, I'll have a worthwhile qualification. I'll get additional status. It might help me go for a promotion or help me in my business. We need to weigh these things up. You cannot be an expert from day one. And one of the hardest challenges in life, especially for younger people, is they apply for jobs and then they're turned down because they're told you don't have enough experience, which I always think is very unfair. We all have to start somewhere, don't we? Whether it's learning to ride a bike, drive a car, learn to swim, even getting married. We all start somewhere. And so over time, when we gain experience, when we have a few disappointments, a few successes, a few setbacks, all of these shape the way we look at things. We're also shaped by what's going on around us, by family, by friends, by their attitudes, even by social media. There are so many things that are influencing our judgments. What looks sensible at 21 may not look sensible at 28 or 48. And we have to realize that even our notions of success, what is success when you're 25 is not success at 55. It varies. And so we have to say, how do I get experience? How can I broaden my experience? And how good is my judgment? How good a judge am I of character? How trusting am I, or am I gullible? All of us attend the University of Life. All of us. We're in it now. You, as participants in this course, have trusted with us to spare a few hours each Saturday, hoping to gain some insight and success. You've weighed it up. You've said, well, what is it that has convinced you it's worthwhile? And you will have based it on all sorts of criteria. We each have criteria, but we need to bring this into play. Now, if I'm in a team, 6 people, each one of us will have had different experiences, and we will all have our own judgments. And that's why maybe we need a vote at the end, and maybe 4 are in favor and 2 are against. Just because 2 are against something doesn't mean they're wrong. We need to listen to what they have to say as to why they're not in favor. That will inform our judgments. Doesn't mean they're against us personally or against the plan. Maybe they've just got a lot of reservations and we haven't convinced them yet. So we need to value our judgment and we need to value the judgment of other people. And I personally think we're very good at valuing our own judgment, but we're not quite so good at valuing the judgment of other people, especially if the judgment of other people doesn't agree with us. We tend to dismiss it if it doesn't agree with us. We're a bit selective in life. So factor this in your success, whether you're setting up a company, whether you're going into partnership, whether you have a personal goal or a professional goal. How is your judgment going to come into play? Whereabouts? Is it just at the beginning? Is it every step of the way or part way through? You need to stop and reflect and use your judgment to see, well, how are things going? How successfully are they going? What could we be doing better? What do we need to improve on? And the same way, how do I get more experience? And this might be doing free online courses. Some people say to me, Mark, I'm not very good at public speaking. I get very shy. How can I improve? And so they need strategies, they need opportunities to pick up tips that they can use to help them become better at public speaking. They don't need to become a master public speaker, but they're basically wanting to gain in confidence. And judgment and experience is often down to confidence, and it can actually help boost our confidence. The more you do something, the more experienced you are with it, the more confident you are that you can do it. That's a fact. And we build on that every day. We can't be experts on everything, but we can maybe make ourselves an expert on something. One small thing in life, let's make ourselves a specialist on it. Whatever that may be, it's entirely down to you. So as you plan for success, stop, pause, look at judgment and say, are we making the right call here? Is this the right time? Is this the right investor? Is this the right move for us now? Maybe we need to delay it another few months, maybe a couple of years. But it's all about weighing things up, and you'll do that based on your experience. Sometimes it will be bitter experience. Sometimes you will have been let down. Sometimes you will have had disappointments. Sometimes personal failures. We've all had disappointments in life. I can remember in primary school when they used to pick the football team. I was one of those boys that was often one of the last ones to be picked. Have we experienced that? Has anyone else experienced that? How does that affect us if someone says, thank you, but no thank you? We have a product or a service we believe in, we go to someone and they say, well, we like the product, but it's not for us. They turn it down. How do we react? Do we become bitter about it? Do we become negative? Do we become a sore loser? How do we respond? Do we go back to the drawing board? What is it that we do based on our judgment, based on our experience? We've got to keep thinking about these, because if we ignore them, again, we're going to be putting roadblocks in the way of success. So by ignoring these segments, we basically make ourselves less likely to be successful. Whereas if we take note of them in a balanced way, we've got a better chance of being more successful. It doesn't guarantee success, but it improves our chances. And everyone in life, in their personal life, in their professional life, wants to improve the odds. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's pause for a moment. Gives me